Hey everyone, Lensmanoz here and welcome back to Manufactio. Now I've given the logistics pipe thing a rest based on feedback on the previous episode of backstuffing the crushers, and I've gone ahead and had a bit of a play with some redstone control as per Frogman's suggestion and Golrith's suggestion around using control to get these going. So I made myself a bunch of connectors, I've made myself a bunch of all sorts of stuff, and I started out with these guys. So I'd made like a stack of the redstone wire connectors, which is simple enough. It's just some electrum and some hardened stone and redstone. And I started hooking it up and I realized I'm not real sure on how the whole channel system works on them and passing it through a certain point. So I'm sure you can go, say this sort of arrangement where you've got multiple wires running. I'll just grab my wires. I'm pretty sure this is doable. I didn't quite understand what's going on, so I've ended up going a different route. So what I'm trying to come up with is a way of doing this sort of arrangement and having orange and say orange and having these as outputs, are they? Yep. And having a signal from here transmit along that line. And I don't know if I need to have, as an example, this needs to be on maybe magenta and it's on magenta and these on white. I don't know this whole system and I haven't had a chance to play around with it too much. I'd like to think this is all that's required. Do I have a lever around somewhere? Do I have a lever? Yes, I do. Don't think I have any more what am I looking for? Redstone lamp, that's what they're called. Glowstone, redstone. Do I have any glowstone in here? I do. Do I have redstone on me? Yes, I do. One of them. There's redstone in there, that's cool. So yeah, the idea I want to try and get to is to have the ability to send signals via this setup, and this may be how it's done. I'm not sure. So orange should turn on orange. Yep. Purple should turn on purple. Aha! And they should both be able to be turned on. All right. So there you go. Now I know how it works, because I was trying to run cables from all of these inventory checkers. So we unlock these guys, the inventory checkers, which is electrum plate, elite control circuits and optical sensors, which is just redstone, electrum plate, and glass panes. So I've set another work table up and I've got those things all set up. And I had these guys here and I was running cables around to the other side over here, and I didn't quite understand it, so I ended up going with the bundled cable from Project Red. So long story short, you need red alloy wire, which is made like this, so that's a redstone coil, wire coil, and copper wire. So it is a bit of a thing. You got aluminium wire and etc. to turn into this. So I was just using my basic assembler outside my base over there to do it. And then you've got your insulated one, which is just the hemp fiber. We've got plenty of that coming from those cloches. So I was able to make these and then just run around and pick up some flowers, make some dyes, etc, etc. So we've got white, and these are set up so that, well, this one's at 1,000. It should actually be on 2,000. It was on a 500 for testing. It's set on 2,000 so that it will only output a signal if it's over 2000, and there's a reason I've put it on this bottom box. I want to try and get back to having the 1 bin of ingots. I think that's probably fine, even though I still struggle on iron. Iron hopefully will be flowing through the system quite well. But yeah, this is all to do with redstone control and controlling how much stuff is processed at once, and trying to prevent backstuffing on the crushers over there, which we'll get to over there in a second. So each of these has their own color: white, orange, magenta. So that's tin. Silver. This one's alum. No, that one's aluminium. This one. That one's silver. That one's tin. That one's lead. Okay, so yeah. I don't have ores of each one yet. I need to finish setting that side of it up. But now that you've seen this side, these are all set to the 2000, as I said before. Anything over 2000, output a signal. So each of these, and you can see I've just got to connect up all the different colors. I'll come back to this piece. These feed through. Are you done? Yes, you're done. You can see I'm doing some cleaning around here. Let's get rid of this guy. This area is all changed a little bit. So there's no longer silos for redstone and hardened stone. They're here, elite bins. Okay, these guys are here. This chest, and you can see all the pipework's all been changed here. This chest doesn't really have anything in it, but it does have a filter that prevents redstone, hardened stone, and coal going in here. So if the coal line's still over there, just goes underneath there, if you can see that. If either of these, if it won't fit in there, it won't go in there and continue on, it will bounce back to this chest. This chest has a filter for the ores so far. And I've got 5 that have come out of here. This guy's finished, by the way. He is no longer running. So he is done, which is cool. It's probably, I don't know if it's using power by sitting there, but I'll get to claiming one of those guys in a minute and letting this thing start back up. But I put elite bins here. I moved the copper one from where it was sitting there to here. Got a few more iron, tin, aluminium, copper, gold so far. And I do need, obviously, to find lead, silver. I don't know what I'm doing with the uranium yet. I'll re-fix that sort of area up eventually. I'll probably have to put another bin, or at least I'll run a pipe over to that shipping container, because that one there is uranium still, I believe, from memory. No, that one's coal. This one's uranium. That's right. I've got a lot of coal. I will eventually pump this back out of here. 65,000 items. Maybe once that's fairly full. I probably need to turn it into block form too to feed the boilers instead of just using normal. Yeah, it's running alright. Okay, so yeah, they're the changes we made so far, and then you can see some of the logic I started doing. Had to make myself a saw in Project Red. This guy here. No, that's not the recipe for it. It's just some stone rods, some sticks and flint. Stone rods to stone, cobblestone. Made that guy up so I can make some strips to keep the red alloy wire separated, because I couldn't use this to output the signal I wanted. It needed to be unprotected like this to give me this arrangement. Now I could probably run this underneath here and up, but this is what I've got. Just a bit of being able to see it at the same time. So strips are cool, they can keep that stuff separated. So each of these will have its own color. At the moment I've only got the white for the iron, orange for the copper, and light blue here is tin. And once I get some more of the wiring set up, and I guess this was all while I was kludging through it, trying to get it set up. Once I get the colors all set, I'll be fine here and connect up the rest of the colors. Some more of this bundled cable. I should show that. It's this one here. It's just the insulated wire and heavy cloth. Heavy cloth's pretty simple. We've got plenty of the hemp, as I said before. So that's this piece. Now, what these are done is they are set up, and you can see this one's turned on, but I've got pipe disconnected here. I've still got a backlog in those crushers, which it's just going to have to process. It's going to take a while. If the redstone signal is off, that would mean that we are underneath 2000 on the barrel, in which case we should start processing. So you can see the iron one is off because it is always under 2000 lately. It's just what it is. So this is trying to export iron, but it's got nowhere to go. These ones are on because they're over 2000, so they're not on. So these are set to low redstone for them to work. We have high redstone, it won't work. Low redstone, working. Pipe disconnected. This is the old pipe that used to come from the crushers. That's been changed now. So this now goes to the crushers. And a lot of the conveyors that were under the ground, under here, you can see the, be careful of cables, I really need to change some of these up. I want to get this guy running on ducting, I think. A lot of the item routers are gone. There's now, it doesn't bring the ore to here. Obviously the ore just goes to here instead of pumping around the system. So pipework all underneath here has been ripped out and changed around. So let's fly up here. Thank you for the jetpack. And you can see there's a bit more of a conglomeration over here. Pipework comes up into this chest. Now, this chest, and I think I've got this set up correctly. This chest is just a wooden chest, so there's just 3 rows. This, I believe, so I think it starts at 0 to 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this guy is set to look in slot 17 for 64, and if it sees 64 in that slot, so basically this chest is full to starting on the 3rd row, the redstone signal will output. That may be too far, and I might actually bring that back. Let's bring it back to 8, actually. Let's bring it back to slot 8. Alright, so when something in slot 8 is full, and you can see that redstone down there, let's see if we can... I've got this. Don't want these to output at the moment though, because I'll output and shove it in the... I should probably go and grab some ore. Yeah, let's grab a couple of stacks of ore. See that zombie run around out there? Okay. Let me find a spot in my inventory with space. Let's grab 3 stacks of iron. Ow. My friend's been shot down there. Take that. Just using my normal rifle, not the sniper rifle, so that's why they're not dying straight away. Oh, it's terrible. Where is my friend? It's more fun. Alright, so the idea being that that 8th slot, this redstone signal should turn on, and you'll see that light up. So if I go, and this isn't going to work. This is going to go too quick. Let me just turn these off. Right. So if I put something in here, it won't extract? No. Okay. So, if there's something in here, redstone signal's still not on. If there's something in here, redstone signal is not on. But if we put a full stack in that one, come on. Oh, is it slot 7? Or do I just have to go slot 0? And then... This is unfortunate. But this is a bit that I haven't been able to get working yet. That's input. Ah, that'll do it. Output. Whoops. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's put it on slot 8. We are outputting, yes. If I take it out of there, we're no longer outputting. So basically, once the chest fills to this point, you saw it, let me change my view a little bit so you can kind of see it in the background. Kind of. No, it's behind all the things. Alright, you can see it here. Take this out. Redstone goes off. Put it in. Redstone goes on. Cool. And that will stop the output of stuff from the barrels, or from the bins, I should say. Hopefully making it that, you know, the chest won't overstuff. Now, I may end up having to put a bigger chest on here because we may get more materials in this pipe, because it's a fairly long pipe. Or I may have to pump it back down to, say, slot 2, if that makes sense. But for now, I'm going to turn these guys back onto low, and you'll see it'll extract. Now these guys being on low, they are set up that if there is something in the hopper, they are outputting. We just have redstone probe connectors on here. I could have gone with these guys and made it so that, you know, if there's more than, I don't know, 64 or whatever in it, it'll turn off. But basically anything in the hopper will turn the signal on. So this line here is almost enough to fill the whole hopper. You can see get a few stacks in. This one will get a couple of stacks, but again, not a huge issue. It's enough to keep the things running. Now this end one is backstuffed. It probably just needs to be turned off for a while. And just let it run, because that's where most of our ore is coming from at the moment, and that's one of the reasons why I have everything turned off. But this basically makes it so that the crushers will only run, obviously once the backlog's gone, only run when a particular ore drops below the threshold. So that way I'm not constantly running stuff, I'm not constantly doing things, and hopefully it means that if I'm low on iron, the system will prioritize iron over to here, and all of these will get iron dumped into them instead of having that one down there getting one iron and then, oh, it stopped, have another iron. And the hoppers will drop, they'll drop it at a fairly regular pace in. You can see that's already gone. You can see that thing's still running. These other ones have stopped because they were not backlogged. But this one here is still running. So yeah, that's part of the control I've set up, and I've tried to make it as simple as simple as possible. These guys here are set, if I hold the hammer, the receiving and sending channels are different so that it won't turn off the hopper, because obviously if it gets if they're both orange, for example, it will actually send a signal through the block to the hopper, and then your hopper will stop feeding. But I've made it magenta orange, and this one is magenta light blue. They're only going to each other, so it's not a big issue. But this one's set to an output with orange channel, so orange coming from here to here will output a signal. So yeah, it's messy and there's cables everywhere, but it's probably about as neat as I could make it. This cable could probably be better, but I don't know. I've been bashing at this solution for a couple of hours now. I'm not big on redstone control. I don't play vanilla vanilla Minecraft, so I don't know vanilla redstone. I had to find the bits and pieces I needed in the immersive engineering and the Project Red stuff. So this one I needed to put, once this signal gets sent down here, I'm trying to get down from here without dying. Cable there. You know what? I really need to change these cables. It is getting ridiculous. I don't think I've got a lot of... I got 27 on me. You know what? Even if this is an insulated one, still getting zapped constantly. So let's run... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's take this another way. Should make the magnet that other people have made in the bauble type. If I go... And I need to fill in the holes in the floor and stuff in here. I won't be able to go through there anymore, but I can get rid of this one. We've still got our Kickstarter coal generator here if I ever need to kickstart one of the generators to get power. Not that I think we'll ever run out again. Get rid of that stuff. Probably no room. Oh, I do have room in my inventory. That's cool. And we'll run the cable here. Here, here. And then... You know what? That's fine. There we go. They should all be powered again. Cool, everything powered. Less cables to zap me as I jump in and out of this area. That's fine. Cool. So this comes down. I can turn it off manually as well if I want to. That's why I've left the lever here. I can then switch on the thing manually. This is a bus converter. This guy is a whole bunch of the circuit plates, which are just lead plates in a crafting thing. This is just redstone and circuit plate. That's a little bit of silicon, which we've got in our silo over there. And then the bundle cable. So fairly straightforward. And all it's doing is converting from a single redstone input into the bus. So by turning this... by providing this signal here, and you watch that that one there on the iron, if I turn this on, it turns on. So that will mean no pumping out because it needs to be low before it will push out items. So this signal that comes in from either that chest being full or me manually turning it on and off through a NOT gate. So NOT gate, redstone torch and circuit plate, and then it's just redstone and circuit plates here. Into the bus converter, turns that signal on, make sure there's a signal over there, and it works on all colours as far as I know. It'll turn on the redstone signal for everything, which is excellent. It just disables everything. Things are running well. Yeah, a little bit more work to be done here, obviously. I want that crusher to finish backlogging. The return line from those guys now is here and goes underneath. So you can see we've got some copper and all sorts of stuff coming back, probably from that end one. It's got so much stuff in it. I have no idea how long it's going to run for. So many dots on the map. So I really do want it to hurry up and finish. I'm considering getting a few buckets of lubricant and bringing it over and just absolutely smashing it and trying to get it to finish up. Because as soon as we're finished there, we're back in business. We can have processing working a little bit better. The other option I had for processing was to run the ore straight over to the arc furnace, but that's going to chew tons of power and produce slag. And as much as I can use slag, I've got a ton of it still in that shipping container in the middle of the base. I don't need to generate too much more right now. But yeah, so that goes back that way. And it actually connects up here. You can see the pipe coming up under the ground. It goes straight into this output chest, so that we're getting I mean, nickel probably doesn't need to come in here because it's just going to get processed again. Stay there for a moment. So that's unfortunate. Nickel needs to go into that one. So maybe I'll run another conduit, or connect this to here. Gotta be careful of doing that. At the moment, that's extract. I need to somehow. I don't want it going here, if that makes sense, because this thing sorts out so much stuff that I'm going to need to be pushing through the system. So any of this stuff that isn't an ore so far, or isn't redstone, hardened stone, or coal, will still continue down this path. And I am at the point where I'm thinking of just putting, like, I'm going to put iron plates, and this is the only thing that'll go out this side. So anything else coming through here will not go over there at all. Eventually I'll get to the point where this is going to go. The item router will disappear, and we'll just end up with the junk going in here and the processed stuff coming from the crushers into here. So again, I've got tons of copper, and I really don't need the copper. I really need the iron. But you know, that's what's in the crusher over there. So there's not a whole heap I can do about it. So yeah, I may end up changing some of the redstone control to this sort of thing. Again, iron is my main focus at the moment, so I really do need the crushing system to prioritize the ore I need. That being said, let's see. Got so much junk in my inventory. It is a little ridiculous. Can I get rid of some of this stuff, please? Strips. That glass away, that can go away. What else have I got? Some seeds and flowers. Flowers come in handy. At the moment, seeds can probably go. Oh goodness. So what I'd like to do is get that challenge set up done. Okay, let's do this. Let's grab half of them. Quest. Challenge. Submit. Cool. Let's grab another chunk of it. And we'll leave the last two until we're in the right chunk. Collect all that. Cool. Okay, we've got our two here. Let's head on over into this chunk. Where's my little advanced ore scanner? Okay, so end of the episode, if I scan this chunk, found nothing. If I then claim this, we should find 500 redstone. You'll see the drill will start up. 1500 iron ore, 2250 copper ore, and 3 diamond ore. So let's yeah. Redstone, iron, copper. So there you go. And then the diamond. So if I take this out of here, chuck it back in, will it start? Or do I need to re-break the drill? You've got power. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'll just take that out for a moment maybe and let it, or I'll, you know what, there's definitely, the ore's definitely here, right? And we're in the chunk boundary. Yeah, yeah, it's all in the chunk boundary. Okay, let me just break one of the blocks. And try putting it down. Nope. Right, Golrith, I've got no idea, buddy. Ow. This should be mining. Got the ore in the chunk. It might need me to reload the game for now. Hopefully that will have claimed. It may just need a reload before that'll trigger. I'll test that out in between. But for now, thank you all for watching. That will eventually mine something up. Got a start of our, I don't know, cleaning up of the base, I guess. I would like to make things a little bit more neat and tidier. But yeah, this, again, it's not ultra pretty, but I like seeing some of the workings of the base, and you'll be able to see at a glance whether something's turned on or not. I could probably run this underground and then just have like the wire coming up, but yeah, easier to explain to you guys what I'm doing if I can see it. So, thank you all for watching. Please leave those comments down below. Good news, my mod will be in the next version of the pack apparently, so that others can use it, which is very cool. I've got it. It's now published on CurseForge, so if you want to use it for whatever reason, by all means, go and grab it. It's yeah, free for anyone to use. It's just a basic mod. Yeah. Anyway, it's available. It should hopefully be in the next version of the pack. Update to come out soon. So again, thanks for watching. Comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye now.